There's a grave in the ground that shouldn't be there. There's a child with no bed and nobody cares. There's a woman who prayed while the system played, and another name the world erased. But I hear the dust cry out, I feel the sky bend low, and if no one else will say it, then I will let them know. Enough, no more hiding what you've done. Enough, we remember everyone, from the camps to the cries. We carry their names, you buried the bodies, but left us the flame. There's a lie in your law, there's blood on the fire, and your gospel got gold while our dream go wild. You preach in peace, but you sell in fear, and the ones you forgot are standing here. They are not your shame, they are not your loss, and yours are crossed. Enough, we won't whisper when they bleed. Enough, you built silence on our need, from the dust to the drum, from the grave to the gate. We're done being quiet, we speak in their place. Say their name, feel their pain. They were here, they still remain. Enough, no more graves with no goodbyes. Enough, no more mothers left to cry. You had your chance, now we rise. This time we sing, and the world hears I. There's a grave in the ground that shouldn't be there. There's a child with no bed and nobody cares. There's a woman who prayed while the system played, and another name the world erased. But I hear the dust cry out, I feel the sky bend low, and if no one else will say it, then I will let them know. Enough, no more hiding what you've done. Enough, we remember everyone, from the camps to the cries. We carry their names, you buried the bodies, but left us the flame. There's a lie in your law, there's blood on the fire, graves with no goodbyes. Enough. No more mothers left to cry. We rise this day. There's a grave in the grave. There's a child with no bed and nobody cares. There's a woman who prayed while the system played, and another name the world erased. But I hear the dust cry out, I feel the sky bend low, and if no one else will say it, then I will let them know. Enough. No more hiding. We remember everyone's step. We can't. You buried the bodies, but left us the flame. There's a lie in your, there's blood on the fire, and your gospel got gold while our children go wild. You preach in peace, but you sell in fear, and the ones you forgot are standing here. They are not your shame, they are not your loss, they are ours to love and yours to cross. Enough. We won't whisper when they bleed. Enough. You built silence on our need. From the drum, from the grave to the gate, we're done being quiet. We speak in their peace. Say their name. Feel their pain. They still remain. Enough. No more graves with no goodbyes. Enough. No more mothers left to cry. You had your chance, now we rise. This time we sing, and the world hears our cry.
The world is going to hear the cry of Biafran people who have been crying since 1967 till date. The Biafrans have been crying to have a free nation. Biafrans have been crying to exit that contraption called Nigeria. We have cried for the release of our leaders. We are still crying for a better future and a better country, Biafra. So enough of the subjugation, enough of the harassment, enough of the intimidation, Enough of the conquest agenda of the terrorist Nigeria in our land. Enough of these kidnappings. Enough of all this organ harvesting. Enough of sabotage. Biafrans, enough of sabotage. We should come together and fight for the nation that we believe in and fight for our land, Biafra. We should come together and fight to liberate ourselves out of Nigeria evil activities in our land. So enough is enough. Good morning, wonderful Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world. Good morning, friends of Biafra in diaspora and in the homeland. Good morning from here, wonderful people. Good morning, eternal leaders. Good morning, our leaders in detention. Good morning, our Prime Minister, the government cabinet of Brigi. Good morning to each and every one of you that is listening. Either you are listening from X or you are listening from YouTube. Welcome you this morning to our broadcast of this morning, the 21st day of March 2026. We will continue to do the needful, very, very important. I want to really, you know, I want to really appreciate every one of you. Please forgive sometimes my gadgets are problematic. I had issues earlier on where everything was stiff. I couldn't do anything, and eventually the system went down. So please, we are managing the gadget that we are using. It needs updating. I've not updated it. I need to change all these gadgets. But you know what it is? At the appropriate time, by God's special grace, we are going to upgrade and make it better. So please, when you see all these hitches, it's not my fault. Sometimes it's network. In major cases, it is the gadget because the laptop that I'm using is not, a current or a laptop that is, well formulated for this, the capacity. It doesn't have the capacity to be online for, a couple of hours, without misbehaving. So it's a very small one. So I'm just managing it. So please bear with me. So having said that, yesterday we played this video that we saw here. This is the terrorist and negotiator, the terrorist supporter Gumi, why he had an interview with DRTV in the evil contraption called Nigeria. And in this very interview, a lot of things were revealed to the general public. A lot of information that should have taken the government of Nigeria down was revealed by this Ahmad Gumi. Gumi is a well-known terrorist. Saudi Arabia, a sheikh for that. That is something that Saudi Arabia see in Gumi that made them to ban Gumi from entering their land. And I don't think every other Muslim country, not all of them really appreciate him coming to their country. Unless Turkey will prefer him to come, maybe Pakistan, all those countries that love terrorism may all appreciate him to come. but Saudi Arabia banned him from even doing their Hajj. So this man, we're seeing how Gumi have defended the terrorists in Nigeria, the Fulani herdsmen, the Mayeti Allah, the Boko Haram, the ISWAP, name it. Every terrorist group that is in Nigeria, Gumi speaks for them. Gumi stands for them. Gumi defends them. So, and you also say how the Nigerian people are crying. Nigerian people are crying to the Nigerian government, telling the Nigerian government to do everything to destroy the terrorists and terrorism that has ravaged Nigeria. As a result, a lot of communities have been overrun. A lot of communities have been left moribund. There are no people in such communities. Recently in Sokoto, communities were given ultimatum to leave their communities unless they want to be killed. And they willingly. You saw how communities were running away from their ancestral land. Running away from their ancestral land because of the ultimatum, because of the warnings, because of the intimidations that the terrorists are intimidating them and telling them to leave their communities. And you see Nigerian government actually are doing nothing. Nigerian government have not accosted these terrorists head on. Nigerian government have not shown the willingness. They have not shown the zeal, the courage to really demonstrate that they want terrorism to end. So families lost their loved ones, parents have lost their children, children have lost their parents as a result of this terrorism. And you blame the government. In Benue, you see how they are calling on the government. Anyway, let me do something. I'm going to come back. You see how they have been blaming the government, telling the government to come to their aid. You see how people have been telling the government that the terrorists are killing them. In Benue, a lot of communities have been displaced, their ancestral land taken over by these bandits, these terrorists. Their community, their ancestral land are occupied by these people that drove them away. The government now went and built IDP camps. People that were driven by the terrorists from their community, government now found it worthy to go and build IDP camp for them in a separate area. The same government allows these terrorists to occupy the lands, the communities of these people that they drove away. You complain, nothing. The security forces are handicapped. The local government chairmen in such communities, of course, they are the Fulanis themselves. The governors are Fulanis themselves. Nobody is speaking, nobody is rising up, and the government is doing nothing. So why the people are crying and wailing and calling for an end to the insecurity? What is the government doing? Or what has the government done to end this insecurity that have destroyed a lot of lives, that have destroyed communities? What has the government done? The government of Nigeria have actually done absolutely nothing. Whatever you see the government of Nigeria doing is what we called Takia. You know reason why? Gumi in this video exposed everything. He exposed everything that is happening with the government, with the security agencies, with the government officials. Each and every one of them, Gumi exposed all of them. But you know why I am so surprised, and you know why it's so painful. Even as these masses understand that Gumi has spoken the truth, the masses are handicapped. They will do nothing. They can't find back. They can only start crying. They can only start wailing. At the end of the day, nothing is done. So the Nigerian people are smiling and suffering. I want to play you for me again so that, because you have to listen very, very attentively for you to understand the full extent of the damage that Gumi, the government, have actually done.
Uh, so the Christian genocide is let's say it's a placard used to keep road for foreign intervention. Otherwise, Nigerians have been training in America, and in England, in Pakistan, in Georgia, and a scholar. My father was a German and a scholar. So from childhood, I'm having that idea of specializing in Islamic studies. But unfortunately, with the trajectory of my life, took me to Western education, to medical school, to the Nigerian army. Then when I saw the opportunity, and I was getting big and I was almost getting to 30 years of work. I said, okay, this time I put down everything and pursue my life ambition. Not just specializing, it's my make.
So you mean if you were still in the military, restrict your practice?
Oh, definitely. I was in the medical corps in the military, and I said, there's no way I can continue pursuing a career. This ambition I had, I told you since when I was small. That's you see, with somebody, when you grow up and see your father, you want to be like your father. That's kind of the thing. So this is it. So I said, okay. Since the reasons if I was in the army is to encourage people of northern elements joining the army. And at the time I left the army, people are queuing. Everybody wants to join the army. Now, I think it's no way it happened. Everybody wants.
Of course, everybody knows, yes. So, sir, during the past administration, you seem to disagree with some of the policy of the past administration. But however, in recent times, we've seen you in some few clips with the present administration in Kaduna State. Can you please tell us what changed?
You see, I'm not actually. My position is to always direct government and show it comments what the other side, the people, because we are always in contact with people. What is their complaints? What is their cry? So if you get a government that listens, then it's very easy to go about with this. But a government that thinks they know what's everything, it's very difficult to go in tandem with them. So I think previously people believed it. While you can't do everything, you can't specialize in everything. Once you are up there in government, you get, even if you were in contact with people before or accession to power, once you become something, those become those, you don't know what actually the people are feeling. But we that are always mentoring people every day, we know what people need, and any government that listens is so you find that we go more hand in hand with it.
We become more flexible, easy to, yes. So as you're aware, sir, there have been claims from prominent figures in the West about the ongoing Christian genocide. What is your stand on that?
No, you see the American hegemony on or the geopolitics of the world now is that there's an hidden empire. I know the British Empire has collapsed, but America is an empire which has learned from all the previous empires. Rather than coming directly to people, we do it by proxy. We can engineer some few elements in Nigeria to claim there's a Christian genocide so that they give them room to come and interfere in our affairs while they have interest in Nigeria. Not only China has interest, Russia has interest. All powers have interest in Nigeria because it's a country full of natural resources, a very rich country with a big population and for marketing goods. So everybody has his contact, his play to get close to Nigeria. Chinese do that by giving us loan and doing construction. So it's positive. America do that. You know, American, they only have they have lost even the social channel. And because people have seen America in its real form. So the only way they can do is to create, or like what they say, give a dove a bad name so you hug it. Say that it's a Christian genocide and they are coming to protect the Christians. So they bring their boots on ground. And in fact, I was just hearing they have already started permitting. So the Christian genocide is supposed to say black card used to keep room for foreign intervention. Otherwise, Nigerians have been training in America and in England, in Pakistan, in all over. All our military have been trained all over. Yeah, we don't need any foreign books in Nigeria. Always. Or I said they can pretend, they can use something to claim there is something, and ultimately they come and reveal the panku.
So are you saying they're using that as a yardstick to
as a smoke screen to come into Nigeria? What they want is to have boots to have us in Nigeria so that they can control whatever it is. There are else that do it.
So basically, are you agreeing that there is no Christian genocide?
You see, there is no Christian genocide, but Christians still, yes, Christians are killed, but not in a genocide form. Are Muslims killed? Yes, Muslims are killed. There's widespread insecurity in Nigeria. And this has been going on since the time of Yaradua. There are areas Christians are killed in the Israeli middle months. There are areas where Muslims are killed, even in Anambra. Muslims are killed. Just recently, a young lady Igbo said they are not allowed to, as Muslims, they are not allowed to practice their religion, and the threat to their lives. The cool nations are as insecurity. Yes, we agree on that, but say that a particular region or a particular tribe is targeted for genocide, like what happened in Rwanda, was not like that. Is, do we need assistance? Here we need assistance. We need even equipment, that drone technology, intelligence. We need that, but not with a threat. I would just slogan. The American threat is we are coming in to protect Christians. Are all the Christians victims of execution in Nigeria? No. We have Muslims too. And we also have to understand the dynamics of the insecurity before you can cure it. So people tend not to, right, to intellectually or intelligently see what is the etiology, what caused the insecurity, so that we can know how we can tackle it. People are so sentimental. If you are a Christian, yes, there is a Christian genocide. If you are a Muslim, the Muslims are killed. clashes. Farmer had clashes. So many things. Economic hardship in the country also is contributing. Let's not forget also the rampant corruption among the ruling class, the affluence shown by so few Nigerians in the midst of poverty, in the midst of disease, in the midst of helplessness. That's good, it's an insecurity also. So all things put together, Nigerians, we had to problem and put our house in order. Otherwise, we even lose the country altogether.
So a lot of people have, accused that you're always fueling region tension, because anytime you talk about, when they talk about killing of the Christians, you always have like a backing, towards the Muslim end. What's your take on that?
No, I don't back the Muslim end. What I don't allow is, I know there are areas where Christians are attacked and there are areas that Christians attack too. The Christians are a very strong element in Nigerian constituency. They hold the economy. They're everywhere. Now, if you look at federal, when you talk about federal character, more than 80% of the federal workforce is Christians. So this kind of people will tell me they are babies that need somebody from there to come and protect them. But Christians can protect themselves. What we don't agree is people like Trump to propose into Nigerian affairs to come and divide Nigeria, polarize Nigeria on religious basis. Christian, Muslim. This is what we don't. Maybe a country like South Africa is neutral. South Africa is essentially a Christian population. If they say they're coming to help Nigeria, I welcome them. Turkey, I welcome them. Pakistan, I will welcome them. But America, I will not welcome them because the hands are already stained with innocent blood. Look at even in America itself, the amount of brutality in America is too much, killing even innocent Americans just because they are protesting. Peaceful protesters are killed, are arrested in America. You are telling me this same America is the fire's hands that we need to put our house in order. No, this is what we are against the coming of Americans, but not whether we support Christian genocide. How can?
Where was that? So the federal government has repeatedly always said they don't pay ransom. They don't negotiate, and in any way they don't, dialogue with bandits. Do you feel like these statements, people are getting it mixed up with, with the opportunity to want to, involve violence when dealing with this banditry?
See, when government speaks regarding this, they look at the audience it's speaking to. This we don't speak with terrorists, we don't speak with violent criminals. Usually it starts from America, but America is the first one that dialogue with the if there is any interest or benefits. We have seen them dialogue with Taliban, Israel and Hamas are in dialogue all over the world. IRA and United Kingdom were in dialogue. They had a war for a long time, and terrorism took bombs in London and there. They dialogue. So if dialogue can bring peace, we are men of peace. We want peace. If one secession, if we are ready to put down their arms, come to the round table and discuss it in secession, I'm ready. I will support them. What we don't want is violence. So when government say don't do something, is different. When government say is going to do something, it may not do it. When it says it doesn't do something, it may be doing it. Now people have this kind of mistrust. Not only Nigerian government, whenever they speak, you have a mistrust. But what they say, so will they be. Essentially, what we are talking about is, what is the way out of this community? There's a way out. Let intellectuals come in. Let's speak. Let's bring criminologists, prestigious institutions. Let's put everything on table and see the way out. What the experts are saying now, in dealing with what we have in Nigeria, 75% of it should be non-kinetic. If you look at the road network, terribly bad. Look at electronics, how much solar panels we have over the exteriors, you know. The electricity is erratic and very expensive. Don't talk about healthcare. Anybody who has anything, if he's sick, our rich men, even with malaria, they go abroad. Don't talk about education. So with this kind of situation, don't talk everywhere. So what is working here? Trillions and trillions of naira on defense. Is it the priority? Or in educating the society, bringing amenities close to the society, it will have a big impact in trying to curb the discrimination. That's the money you've used elsewhere. This is what we are saying. This is what we are telling the government. Use the money elsewhere. But if you keep giving the military, one governor was saying, or one opposition leader, before he became a governor, was saying, he found that the choicest houses in Abuja are owned by military officers. Why do they get not the money for? Because that's the money for security. So we want to break the cycle of that, this vicious over dependence on kinetic approach, which doesn't work. We should give them money, buy houses. They go abroad. Why don't you use that money to alleviate the suffering of the people? Build good roads for them, build good schools for them, engage them, feed them, improve agriculture. That's the money. Centurions, you can couple it and see how much Nigeria is spending on spreads.
So basically what you're saying is, even if the government, decide to, start, attacking this banditry through violence, being that the system does not work, they won't really achieve, a good result.
One, we have to see the cause of the banditry itself. Violence bred banditry, and violence cannot cure. How do you know that violence bred it? Because for us, as a medical doctor, there's something about psyche, is that whoever comes to you with a problem, anybody who comes with you try to diagnose it. First, you want to see whether it's an organic disease or what I mean by organic is having typhoid. Does he have a fracture? When the hospital they take him to, he has a psychological problem, you can do some psychotherapy for him, or if it's psychiatry, if you take him to go psychiatric hospital. But every problem comes to you, try to analyze it and dissect it and see what is the cause. Based on that, you apply your medication. So now we are faced with banditry or study for 2009 today, 2009 to date. 2009, it started with Boko Haram. Boko Haram were kidnapping people when their leaders were summarily killed without cause to justice. They were killed on camera, and they took out. Since 2009 to date, it's only spreading, despite the amount of money we spend on kinetic approach. So you want to suppress a problem caused by violence created by the state, because the state that killed the Boko Haram leaders. It will not work. I have seen in my Facebook posted one time, that is in 2013, in Maiduguri, whereby Boko Haram suspects, young Almajiri, just young Almajiri, were lined up, maybe about 50 or for the civilian JTF and some military. Is there in my Facebook now? Maybe I will give you so that you put on this film. They were asked to slaughter themselves or bury themselves. Al-Mahdi during Jonathan's time. So what do you expect those who escaped? They take off arms. So we're trying to cure a problem by violence. No, it will never work like that. We have to have it. Then once again, now 16 years we have been fighting them, 16 years without any result. Recently they kill our soldiers, recently. So why the approach? Can you imagine a former head of state through intelligence was able to sit down with the leaders of Boko Haram? He's a former head of state. He sat down with them. He told me himself that when he met them, they said, yes, they are ready for peace talk, but it has to be in another country. Then he told them, no, I'm a former head of state of a country. How can I go to another country talking with you people? It has to be in Nigeria. So when they saw his insistence, they said, okay, let it be in Nigeria. They gave him this condition. Hostilities should stop, go to 7 days, and they are ready to discuss the government and see how it can be resolved. This head of state went to the current house, that was head of president then, spoke with him, said, I was able to trace Boko Haram and they are ready to put down their arms on the condition that the government should come and have a peace talk with them. What was that head of state told him? That government will not. So we understand that also foreign interest, that they didn't start it, but you see they always capitalized. It's in, we know how you can capitalize. You know, when you talk about AIDS, HIV infection, a viral infection, it doesn't kill somebody, but it destroyed the immunity. So what usually kills people with HIV is not the HIV. The HIV attacks the white cells that that protect you, the immunity. So small useless disease like fungal disease, like malaria, will have an opportunity because there's no immunity. So they capitalize and come and kill the patient. So also in Nigeria, if there's an insecurity, foreign interest will find it easier to come in. They come in many ways. They come in as NGOs. At one time, even the defense are saying the number of NGOs in Maiduguri, they are booking hotels for 10 years, meaning they are forecasting that this program is going to be prolonged. And sometimes when they catch Boko Haram members, they find them with foreign currency. It's not for you now. We have so many people. Boko Haram, they have Hilux, Toyota car, mounted with an anti-aircraft drone, not a general purpose machine gun. Anti-aircraft that can go very long distance, and not only what many. Who's that can buy Hilux now will be not less than, and they are brand new ones, not less than 50 to 100 million. How come somebody in Sambisa forest have that money? Somebody supporting them. We need intelligence. Foreign powers are supporting them, but they come in when they've seen the wall has broken. That's the same Hausa. That the lizard doesn't come in until when the walls, there's a crack in the wall. So this is what happened, and this is what is happening. Why do they want to support us? It gives them the opportunity to come in the name of fighting them. And when you drive away foreigners, just like what happened in Nigeria just a few days ago, in them state where bandits or the terrorists were able to ransack an airport because Nigeria, Mali, and all this are doing away all colonist powers. So now they are seeing these people are all intelligently and armed by the same people that now you may need the urge to bring them back to help you prevent the attack. I hope this complex issue is well understood.
Well, sir. Well, but a lot of people have seen you in clips and pictures with this terrorist where you know where they are. We've communicated with them. You've even as far as negotiating with them, So a lot of people believe that since you have, the knowledge about all this, is it that the government does not have the power or the equipment to know where these terrorists are to tackle insecurity?
The government knows every terrorist by name and by location. I don't go yellow. I don't go to the terrorists alone. I call the police, I call the security, everybody. I will go to the MES, another place. In fact, when we went to one terrorist, I went to even with women with me. Go to the bush. But when you didn't see it before the camera was not concentrated on it. I don't go hello. Look at it. This that have taken arm. The victims, and the government, and they, and a vicious cycle of violence. The victims see them as what you said, terrorists, evil people. The government see them terrorists, evil people. But have you asked, how do they see the government and how do they see the people who are victims? What do they see from them? What gives the heart, the courage to come in and kill people and kidnap people? What is the motive behind him? Because ordinarily, I said before 2009, these same people were just driving their cattle, passing towns of villages, doing nothing, not killing or kidnapping people. So what happened 2009 upwards? They became the monster we see. If you can answer that question, then you have a solution to our problem. How do they see us? If you can answer it, you have the problem. And then you come and say that, oh, what Shebumi did. May Allah bless him. Because I crossed to see what is the motive, what is behind them. Why? My first shock is when we wanted to see them. Wanted to see them through their airports. They say they are ready. Some of them on motorbike, they came 3 days coming to where we first gathered in Kidandan forest. 3 days on bicycle coming from Zamfara and Zulmi so that they meet us. They are ready to see somebody, a clergy coming to meet them. Number one. That was during Buhari's time. Later I will tell you, when we understand what is the motive behind them and we see that the government needs to know. Seeing Buhari, then. You need to see Turji and Dogo Kite in the thickness of the forest is easier than for you to see a president. Even now, if you want, you can go to the bush as a team and see them. But can you go to Aswan and see the president? So why are even the criminals more accessible than even the leaders are supposed to be more accessible? This is one of the problems. So when we went there, they came and gathered and we spoke with them. Okay, we give them time. So why I sit down with them is, you see, I'm a preacher. I don't judge people. And when I hear that, you know. So as far as to me, they are, as far as for me, they are Nigerians and they are committing crime, I see. So, but I have to give them the benefits of doubt to explain my source. And so that I can hear exactly what they have, I don't show them. I
I hope you Biafrans are listening to what Gumi is saying, and Nigerians are also listening to what Gumi is saying. Gumi is telling you that those people that Buhari, those people that Sultan of Sokoto, these terrorists that came from Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Mauritania, between 2015 to rig election, Gumi is telling you that they are Nigerians. They have naturalized into being Nigerians. Gumi is telling you that they are committing crime. Of course, they are committing crimes. They are Nigerians that are committing crimes. And so, therefore, they should be listened to. You know, you should pet them. They should be listened to. They should not be killed. They should be taken care of. They should not be killed. Gumi is telling you that these people that are committing crimes, these terrorists that everybody knows that they go about with AK-47, machine guns, killing indigenous people, wasting lives of precious people's lives. Gumi is telling you that all these people are Nigerians. Gumi is telling you that they should not be killed. Gumi is telling you that they should be, pampered. They should be taken care of. After all, America is negotiating with Afghanistan. Israel is negotiating with Hezbollah. So therefore, Nigeria negotiates with the terrorists that are killing them.
love them. You see, approached. Everybody's hiding. Everybody's holding his sea. Any small thing to fire. This is how we approach them. They have all men around. Everybody ready to fire. When we come down from our gate, we say, let them bring chairs. We sit down with them. I made him to come and sit down close to me. He was saying, no, no, no. I made him. Come, don't worry. Our brother, come. Then he came and sat down. He gave him microphone. He said everything, vomited all of them. They vomit to you everything. And what they tell us, we hear it from soldiers. Actually, I see a lot of people. Soldiers from 144 Division came to me. Soldiers. I can give you a clip of what a soldier confessed to in house. One, who owns cattle? Is it the Fulani or the cows dwellers? Who owns cattle? The Fulanis. So 2009, the father was cut through by some Fulani elements. So they lost cattle. So they get armed. Because you cannot live in the bush forest. I'm trying to protect the illicit buying arms. So now that's stimulated gun running. They gave him microphone. He said everything. All of them. They vomit to you everything. And what they tell us, we hear it from soldiers. I see a lot of people. Soldiers, for soldiers. I can give you a clip of what a soldier confessed this in Hausa. One who owns cattle usually, or the cows dwellers, who owns cattle? The Fulanis. So now in 2009, the first thing that started was cut by some element, by Fulani. That's cattle. So they lost it. So in trying to protect the cattle, they get armed. Because you can 5 minutes in. So in trying to protect the illicit cattle, they have the cattle are buying arms. So now that's stimulated black market of arm or gun running. The people whose business is just to sell guns wherever it is and bullets. So that's stimulated it because Fulanis now are selling cows, trying to get arms. So after cattle, now they are armed without cattle. And now the military came in for the first time to fight cattle rustlers. This is what they tell us whatever we work on them. But they come indiscriminately, they are killing everybody. One soldier told he himself has seen a genocide. Just Fulani. Nobody's talking about it. And I've spoken with many news. What I'm surprised, they told me that genocide of Fulanis in the bush. No any news is concerned about that, saying how can we expand this story and let's go and even see the places. No, nobody is concerned about that. And when we go to the government officials, we go to say yes, the military came in and they were killing us. So we have to use our guns that we are trying to protect our cattle now to fight back. So then we ask them why attack the why? What has the villagers done to me? And if the vigilante come and kill us from their village, it's a tit for a tat. It's an ethnic war. So what is the cure for an ethnic war? Is for a neutral voice to say stop. Let's see, how can you do reparation? How can you do a compensation? How can you bring peace between people who are fighting? So when you go to their side, they are looking at us as murderers, genociders. And when we look at them, bandits. So we said, you have to stop this. Moreover, you said you are Muslims. How can you kill somebody who has not killed you? But we can also tell the military, how can you go into the bush and just kill anybody? Let me just give you an example so that you all understand. Just 2 days ago, we were in Tudunbiri. The governor, they built a house for them, houses. They have a primary school. The village now is turned into a small, good, modern village. You know what happened? They are doing the Mawit celebration. Women, children, mostly. A drone came and dropped a bomb on them. Out to come and save those who were injured. 30 minutes later, the same drone come back and drop another second, now killing the men too. More than 100.
To really understand what Gumi is actually doing here. Gumi is doing what we call damage control. Gumi is justifying the terrorism in Nigeria. Gumi is justifying the atrocities that the Fulani herdsmen, that the terrorists are committing in Nigeria. He's just justifying it. You heard when he told you that the Fulanis, they sell their cows to get arms. You know how much is one AK-47? AK-47 is very, very costly, not cheap. So Gumi is trying to tell you that all these small children that are carrying AK-47, carrying machine guns, it is the cows that they sold that they made money out of it. This is really terrible. This is really terrible what is happening in Nigeria today. The atrocity that is happening in Nigeria today, Gumi is the one who is doing the first damage. That is the atrocity that is being committed in Nigeria today. Gumi is justifying it. Gumi is doing damage control on what the terrorists are doing. Look at how Gumi is sitting comfortably, discussing comfortably, indicting the Nigerian government, indicting the security agencies, indicting the governors, indicting the senators, indicting the legislators, indicting every security agency, everybody that is responsible for the governance in Nigeria about the terrorism that is happening, justifying them. And Nigerians are just quiet, very, very quiet, because the terrorism have not gotten to your family, the people that are witnessing it. The people that are witnessing it are nobody. Jumi is just saying it as if AK-47 is 100 naira or 1,500 naira or 15,000 naira. Gumi is justifying the fact that these people came with sophisticated weapons and killing everybody. He's downplaying the lives that is lost. The most annoying aspect of it is that Nigerians who should be very, very angry, they should even look for this Gumi. They should look for this Gumi and make sure that they deal with him. They should look for Gumi and lynch him. In fact, they should not even look for Gumi. They should look for their next governor. They should look for their next senator. They should look for any local government chairman. Look at what, when you catch a criminal, that have stolen something from you. That criminal is lynched. They stone that person to death just because he stole something from you. In some cases, the mob action sets in and they kill the criminal, right? In this case, these are people who are they are more than criminals. They commit criminal activity, they commit kidnapping, they kill, they rape, they do all sorts of things. And you have somebody who said is a sheikh, somebody who is working with the Nigerian government, is on Nigerian national television and telling you that all these people, they are Nigerians. These people are committing terrorism. Yes, they understand, but then they should not be killed. These people should be, they should be taken care of. They should be taken to abroad to take them to school, build nice homes for them, buy good cars for them, marry good wives for them. Even when they come to kill you, they are doing that in self-defense. They are because they are being killed. This is what Gumi is telling you. And he's not saying it as if it's a hearsay. He has been with them. Gumi is telling you that the Nigerian government are aware of what these people are doing. The Nigerian government know them. So when you say that these terrorists are hiding in Zamfisa forest, Nigerian government knows where they are. And the most annoying thing is that look at how Gumi is relaxed and giving you information about the people that are killing people in Nigeria, just like that. So what it all means is that the fight for insecurity, Nigerian government is not fighting for insecurity. You know what Nigerian government are doing? They are using the insecurity to kill the good guys that actually want to fight against the insecurity. That is why when you go, you see how the military are being killed. Those military that are being killed are the ones that the Nigerian government deceived into going against the terrorists. Yes, if you catch Gumi, all the terrorists are gone. But Gumi is working freely in Nigeria, going to Asorok, meeting any governor, meeting anybody that Gumi wants to meet in Nigeria till tomorrow. Gumi is the leader of the Nigerian state. Gumi is being presented by the Sultan of Sokoto. Sultan of Sokoto is the one Gumi is representing. You know, the Sultan of Sokoto is the religious leader in Nigeria. He is the number one religious leader all over Nigeria. So he cannot present himself, he cannot front himself to be defending the terrorists. So Gumi is now taken as their terrorist spokesperson. That is why nothing can happen to Gumi, but something can happen to Mazen Nandekan. Something can happen to you who is talking about Biafra. And Nigerians are just doing skirts. Nigerians are just focusing on skirts. They are focusing on Night of 1,000 Laughs. They are focusing on Big Brother. They are focusing on election. Your senators, your representatives, your local government chairman, your governors, all of them are focusing on second tenor, third tenor, fourth tenor, how to make money, how to buy this, how to do this. None of them will say they have not heard this interview of Gumi. But what is their reaction? What is the reaction of the political leaders in Nigeria when they listened to what Gumi is saying? Go and ask Umahi to comment on what Gumi said. Umahi cannot be bold enough to comment. Ask Mwike. Mwike cannot say anything. Ask Soludo. Cannot say anything. Ask Hope Uzodinma or Ifeanyi Mba. Every one of them that is a politician or a political leader, ask Enyinne Abaribe about what Gumi is saying. He cannot be bold to come and challenge Gumi. No, he cannot. They cannot. That is to show you that we are all finished if we don't get Biafra. I am telling you, if the world, if the Nigerian people, if the politicians in Igbo land can listen to this kind of confession from Gumi, and they did not get angry that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just languishing in detention for nothing. These people did not get angry. Soludo is so much focused on destroying the properties of our people in Aba, in Onitsha. Mba is so focused on destroying the properties of Biafrans in Enugu. Oti is just so focused on saying he's building this, he's building that, he's building that. You are building everything you are building at the expense of your people who are being killed, and nobody is speaking about them. We are finished. If you are a Biafran and you are not angered by this confession that is being made by Gumi, you are still thinking about one Nigeria. When you listen to all this confession that Gumi is making, and there is nothing that the people, the masses are doing in order to, to arrest, to talk about these atrocities that Nigerian government and Gumi are committing. Every day you wake up, it's normal business. Nobody talks about it. Nobody goes against Gumi. Nobody goes against the government. It's business as usual. Then something must be wrong with the psyche of an average African person. Look at the way Gumi is just explaining it. Explaining it. And when you look at the face of Gumi, also, look at the face of this Islamist fundamentalist, this Osama bin Laden type of Gumi. Look at his face. Look at the way he's just explaining the activities of the terrorists in Nigeria. You will know that he's part and parcel of them in terms of planning, in terms of execution, and everything they are planning. Gumi is part of it. That is why on the 25th of December 2025, when America bombed their headquarters in Sokoto, Gumi was the first to come and react, because that is where they tried to build weapons of mass destruction. Look at how Gumi is freely talking about terrorism in Nigeria and the terrorists themselves. And there is no outrage by the Nigerian people. It's very, very sad. Let us continue to listen.
People died. So this is not a Fulani Roga village. But it's covered, they were Hausas and other tribes, Muslims and Christians.
Please bear with me, bear
So
friend.
it becomes scandal. Imagine if we say just in they are Fulanis and Rogas, will it be a scandal? And we have seen as we go in deep bush in Niger State, we've seen places like that where annihilated Fulanis. So that's why they took arms, and that's why they had determination to fight. Whoever will fight them, they will fight them. Whether it's the military, whether with any tribe, they will fight the Igbos. If they're in Oyo, they will fight the Yorubas. If they're in here, they will fight the Hausas. I'm from the Forest State. Gumi, they have attacked our village. They are ready because they said, okay, it is death. Let's die together. So is the cure. Go in and say, no. We'll not kill you. We'll pacify them. So when you see me there in the bush, I'm trying to what? Pacify them. To give reasons to them. Tell them, look, nobody, right? This is Ahmed. And we're trying to.
Look at how the interviewer or the reporter is looking at Gumi. Gumi is telling you that he is there to make peace with them. He is there to pacify them. He is there to romance with them, to to make them not angry, to make them to be the darling of the people. Nigeria should not kill them. So anytime you see that Nigeria is talking about going to fight the terrorists, it means that they are not actually going to fight the terrorists. They are going to fight those who actually have the mindset of fighting against the terrorists. Because Gumi will not be there and allow Nigerian government to fight the people that he is specifying, to fight the people that are putting food on his table, to fight the people that when they go and kidnap, they demand ransom. Do you think that all these communities, these people go and kidnap and demand for ransom? Do you think that Gumi is not involved in the ransom payment? Do you think that Gumi, El-Rufai, Nihu Rubado, all these people are not involved in sharing the proceeds from the kidnapping when the Nigerian government paid the money? Because it is like Nigerian government want to extort the same government, because to them, government money is people's money. So Tinubu, Shetima will now connive with Gumi and all these terrorists. They now kidnap people in Borno or in the church. Once they kidnap them, they now demand the ransom, huge amounts of money. Then, after the payment, Gumi will take his own, El-Rufai will take his own, Ribadu will take his own, Shetima will take his own, Tinubu will take his share. All of them will continue to share the money from Nigeria, one after the other, because they are the ones who are sponsoring the insecurity, the kidnapping, the terrorism that is happening in Nigeria. There is no two ways about it. So when anybody tells you that Nigerian government is fighting insecurity, it is a big fat lie. Nigerian government cannot fight insecurity. Nigerian government, Gumi have said it here. How do you want to go and fight those who Gumi is here to represent and to go and pacify? It's not possible. It is not possible. So it is very, very difficult. It is very, very difficult and appalling that all these atrocities is going on. The people see it. The people understand that it's their government that is involved, but they are doing nothing to change it. It's very, very, it's very, very sad. It's very, very sad that all these things are happening. Government are actually the engineer, the promoters of insecurity in that evil contraption. Look at how Gumi is explained of Nigerians. Very sad because Nigerians are not ready to rise up. and fight for their rights. They don't really want to hold their government accountable for the atrocity that is happening. Because if actually the Nigerian people understand the level of confession that Gumi has made in relation to the terrorism that is happening in that evil contraption, by now everywhere will be on flames. Really, very sad. Sorry, because the rain is falling here, we are having some network glitch. I'll soon round up. Maybe when we have a better network, we can continue. Very, very important. But the bottom line is that the Nigerian government are complicit. In fact, Nigerian government is terrorism. Terrorism is Nigerian government. Just like Iran. Just like what Iran is doing to its citizens. This is exactly what Nigerian government is doing to Nigerians. What Iran is doing to its citizens is what Nigeria is doing to its citizens. Nigerian government is Iran, Nigerian government and UK and the United Nations, all of them are complicit in these criminal activities that is happening in Nigeria. Yesterday, a video surfaced of the United Nations aircraft in remote places in northern Nigeria. What is that aircraft doing in the northern part of Nigeria, where there is terrorism, where there are kidnappings, where there are killings? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I think there is another Epstein file that the United Nations are playing out in the northern part of Nigeria. Because these people that are, what is the United Nations aircraft coming in the remote parts of to do? What are they carrying? Do you think they are not harvesting organs of people? Do you think they are not taking they are not into child trafficking? These evil men and women. If Epstein file did not reveal a lot of atrocity that all these white people are committing, nobody will be aware of the atrocity that they are committing. If they can commit this in America and hide it for decades, imagine what they are doing in Africa that is has not been, have not been exposed. And because the coming of Biafra is going black race. The coming of Biafra is opening a lot of hidden things. The atrocities that the West, more importantly, the United Kingdom, the United Nations, the atrocity that they are committing in Africa. Nigeria must expose Or these are United Nations who say that they are powerful. The United Nations Group on Arbitrary Detention on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as far back as 2021 or 2022 thereafter gave Nigerian government 6 months to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are toothless bulldog. How many years did they implement? Did they do anything to hold Nigerian government accountable? The answer is no. Do they talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release again till today? The answer is no. Even when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed no crime, which they already know, but because the United Nations is an arm of the Nigerian terrorist state, just like killing their own citizens, it is the same way Nigerian government are killing people in the south, killing people all over Nigeria, and nobody is talking about it. If not the coming of the Biafran solid men, gallant men like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and our first Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the coming of this wonderful Biafran government in Ezra that have been able to expose the atrocities that is happening in Nigeria, nobody will be aware of all these atrocities that is happening. It is very, very sad. This position that Gumi is making here, the indictment that Gumi has indicted the politicians, the government, everybody is involved in these atrocities that is happening, that is being committed by the Fulani